Hey guys, my name is Zemka and I want to welcome you to FunnelKit.com. Now, before we begin, I want to say something very important. This is not a sales video. That's right, you will not see a buy now button anywhere there or here. This is a free video training. So, what is this all about? It's all about the conversions. I'm talking about the squeeze pages, sales pages, webinar registration pages. Well, basically the foundation of your business. So, oh, by the way, at the end of each video, I'm gonna give you the tools, resources, scripts, and everything else that I mentioned in this video for free. You'll be able to download everything just by clicking a like button right below this video. Actually, you can do that right now. Usually you have to pay good money to access this information, but here on FunnelKit.com, you're gonna get this for free. Let me ask you this. Are poor conversions bothering you? Do they keep reminding you that you're not getting the maximum out of your business and that you're losing a lot of money? And it happens a lot. Now, I'm sure that it happened to you too. Okay, well, maybe your experience with poor conversions were somewhat different, but I know that you can agree that they are very annoying, right? The most common problem that majority of marketers face is the conversion rate of their lead capture pages. Now, this is a number that indicates the amount of people that subscribes to your mailing list from the traffic that you send. Now, you may or you may not know, but I'm a successful solo ad seller and I've been doing this for quite a while now. Now, over these years, I've seen a lot of squeeze pages, and over 90% of my customers said that they want to increase the conversion rate of their squeeze pages, but they just simply don't know how. Now, I'm gonna show you a few methods, few killer tricks that you can apply and you can ramp up your conversion rates, by 20, 10 or 15% in a matter of 30 minutes. Now, this means that you are only spending 30 minutes of your time to enhance your business, and you will be building your list cheaper and faster than ever before. So this is really worth it, because you're growing your business without actually investing any more money, right? Today, I'm going to show you what you can do to improve the conversion rates on your existing lead capture pages. Now, if you don't have an existing lead capture page, don't worry. You'll be able to use all of this information that we talk about today as a good blueprint what you need to do. Oh, by the way, all the resources, like I've mentioned, you are gonna get this for free. All you have to do is click the like link right below this video. It will be somewhere there or probably over there. So once you click it, the instant download box will appear. You'll be able to click that and you'll get all the resources instantly. Okay, so let's dig into the fun part of this video. Now, I'm going to show you 20 most common mistakes that even professional marketers do and how you can avoid them. Actually, let's start off by going to the badsqueezepage.com. Now, do you think something is wrong with this page? Can you count any mistake? Do you think something is not as it's supposed to be? You know what? I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds. Try to find all of the mistakes that you can in this page. And after a couple of seconds, just tell me the answer. Do it out loud. I will hear it. Don't worry about that. So just tell it out loud, and after a couple of seconds, let's see how many mistakes you found. Ready? Okay, so how many mistakes did you manage to find? Was it 5? Was it 9? Was it 24? To tell you the truth, there are over 20 mistakes in this squeeze page. And I just loved the comment from Lewis Turner when I shared this page on the Facebook. He said, "Actually, I lie. I think you broke every key element of a good squeeze page here. LOL." Yes, I did. Now, if you couldn't find those 20 mistakes, pay close attention because, this is gonna get interesting. Let's start with the background. I'm using a 27-inch screen, as you can see, and the background image is not covering the entire screen, but only partially doing its job. This looks extremely unprofessional. Of course, it may look good on a smaller resolution screens, but we always have to think about, guys that are using bigger screens as well. This problem is easy to fix. All you have to do is insert a few lines into your CSS file. Here's the little code that you would need to insert. Oh, like I've mentioned, you will be able to download all the scripts that I'm talking about here from by clicking the like button, so you don't have to stop, you don't have to pause this video to write down a few crazy lines of CSS or anything like that. Oh, by the way, a little tip. If you're frightened about the idea of actually touching that, difficult to read code, make sure that you go to Fiverr.com. There are plenty of guys out there that will do the CSS, HTML, or pretty much any work for you just for $5. That's pretty good, right? Back to our squeeze page. Even though the background is now stretched and fills up the entire screen, it still doesn't look good. And as you can see, we have some sort of the weird lion flamey thing, which may look cool as a desktop background, but there's no place for it on the squeeze page. The problem is, it doesn't have any connection to what we're trying to present. Now, if we take a look at our headline, it says, "Perfect system for beginners. Start today." Now, it doesn't have anything in common with some shining, burning, cool looking line thingy, right? So instead, let's choose something related to the headline. Let's assume this perfect system for beginners is for internet marketing guys. So if they're beginners, they might still have their day jobs. If so, why don't we use something familiar from their environment? So for example, an office. Why don't we have a picture of a typical office in the background, or maybe, fancy office, whatever. When you're selecting an image, make sure that you're doing it properly. Make sure that you had the rights to use the image for your squeeze page. Well, you cannot simply go to Google Images and, just grab any image that you want. And to avoid legal issues, you can go to stock websites like iStockPhoto.com. Or if you want a free alternative, you can always specify in Google's advanced search settings that you're planning to use the images commercially. That way, you will avoid any possible legal issues. When you're choosing a background image, make sure you don't select one that has got another company's logo or branding on it. Our aim is to build our own brand, not the brands of the others. And finally, in terms of the background image, make sure it's light. And light in size, not in color scheme, that is. And when I'm saying, light, I'm talking about the file size. And, the smaller it is, the faster it will load. It's a good idea to choose JPEG as your file format for the background, because that way you'll be able to reduce the file size without actually sacrificing the quality, which is really important. You can sign up for a free tool called JPEG Mini at jpegmini.com. The tool will allow you to reduce the size of your background image, making your page load faster. And remember, if your page is not loading in a couple of seconds, you're losing a lot of potential subscribers, clients, and even customers. So you want to pay a close attention to that. Whether your page loads in just a couple of seconds, like 2 to 3, it's optimal. Okay, so we've covered the background image, and let's move on. Now, I've seen this many times before. The main container, the actual squeeze page, is not centered. Some folks do this on purpose in order to show the background image and make the page look a little bit fancier, and other guys just mess up the code of their page and it happens accidentally. Either way, you want to center your squeeze page unless you have a very good reason not to do so. Remember, your squeeze page content should make your visitors subscribe and not the pretty picture in the background. You want to focus their attention on your squeeze page. So if your squeeze page is not centered and you did not do that on purpose, make sure that you go to Fiverr.com and again, pay some guy $5 and he will, enhance your page and your page will be centered. Oh, by the way, have you recognized any of the mistakes yet on your pages? If no, stay tuned because there are plenty of them left. Now let's overview our squeeze page from top to the bottom. The first thing you might notice is a lot of blank space and logo that looks like, a character from some horror movie. A golden rule to remember here is less is more. If something does not look attractive, don't put it in the squeeze page, just because you have it. Unprofessional looking graphics can scare your visitors away. And not having any graphics rather than having bad graphics is actually better. And if you're serious about branding yourself, do it professionally. Hire a designer to draw you a nice looking logo, or if you're short on budget, make sure that you leave it for later because you want to focus on building your business the right way. So do this professionally. If you cannot afford professional graphics at the moment, make sure that you leave it for a little bit later and just have a simple line at the bottom saying yourcompany.com or whatever. This will do the trick. Oh, and avoid the blank space on your pages. I'm not saying that you should squeeze everything together and not have any spacing between the elements. Simply make sure that your page looks professional and that elements are not glued together. Now, it is the time for the most important element of your squeeze page. Ladies and gentlemen, I now want to present your main headline. The main headline is the most important element on your entire page. You can get everything else wrong and still get a nice subscription rate if you have a strong headline. Heck, I've seen a lot of squeeze pages that are completely blank and all they have is a main headline, email field and subscribe button, and they're converting good. Now the purpose of this video is not to teach you the copywriting, so we want to give you, the idea how you can enhance your main headline. When you're thinking about it, when you're writing it, make sure that you think about the main benefit that you're bringing to your subscribers. Okay, so let's say that we are building the squeeze page for beginner-friendly internet marketing blogging system that will allow potential subscribers to earn their first money online quickly and eventually enabling them to quit their day job. The main benefit for potential clients is the ability to quit their day job and actually do the things that they want to do. It's not the money that they're after. It's not the the quitting the job aspect that they're after. It's the lifestyle. They want to live a perfect lifestyle and enjoy what they do. So instead of saying perfect system for beginners start today, we can say something like beginner-friendly online income system that will help you enjoy life with your family. Now, I know that you can come up with something way better. I believe in you. Also, you can see that we don't have a subheadline or any clear call to action. Trust me, you have to clearly say what your visitors needs to do. So in this case, we can have simple subheadlines saying, enter your first name and email address below to get instant access. It's simple, but it will get the job done. Especially in the internet marketing industry, you have to clearly state what the visitor needs to do next. Now, don't go too wild with your main headline. Even though that it's the most important element on your squeeze page, make sure that you have, optimize your page for all sorts of different viewers. For example, do you know that 20% of the guys are using small inch displays? So you want to optimize your website so it looks good even on, MacBook Air, which is 11-inch screen. You can always check how your page looks like on different resolutions at quirktools.com. They give you the ability to check out different devices, screen sizes, and resolutions. And this handy tool is free of the charge. Now, how cool is that? Some people get this wrong and they think that, resizing their headline will get the job done. That's the wrong approach. You don't want to make the elements too small on your page. They have to be clearly readable and visible. Some of your visitors will be older people or people wearing glasses, so we want to be sure that, it's not a challenge for them to read what you're trying to say. So make it easy to read and not too big. It's a little conversion dance that you have to do in order to find the balance between the two. Now, if you want to make your headlines extra yummy, you can turn them into graphical headlines. Now to do so, you can either A, outsource this to a graphical designer, or B, you can use our graphical editor tool that you're gonna get when you're gonna click the instant download link right below this video. You can find this free tool at funnelkit.com/graphics. Now, graphical headlines look much better, but you have to make sure that they look professional. Always remember the golden rule, less is more. Don't make it too colorful, don't make it too big or all capitals. Keep it simple. By now, you've probably heard that social sites are great, right? So it's a good idea to sprinkle around your squeeze page all sorts of different share, tweet, pin buttons, right? Wrong! Let me quote, you know what? Big old great Wikipedia says about this. A squeeze page is a single web page with the sole purpose of capturing information for follow-up marketing. Now this is important. That means no exit hyperlinks. And you know, this is one of those rare occasions where Wikipedia goes all rage and uses all caps words to say something, so you bet it's important. Your goal is to make your visitors become your subscribers, so don't overcomplicate this task for them, because if you're gonna sprinkle around the social buttons, the next thing you're gonna see, they're gonna be on YouTube watching some guy juggling cats, or on Pinterest pinning some cat jumping videos, or on Facebook sharing some hilarious cat home videos. I don't know what you guys do, all those sort of different cat stuff. You don't want to, what you want to do, you don't want to show them the door that leads off of your squeeze page. Now the same thing goes for the outbound links. As you can see, we have quite a few of them. We have the social buttons, we have the Aweber email privacy, we have an affiliate link to Aweber, and we have some links at the bottom. They are sprinkled everywhere. Now remember what good old Wikipedia says. No exit hyperlinks. Well, I think you've got it by now. When it comes to a squeeze page, it's designed to capture contact information, and that's it. Oh, and if you absolutely must include a hyperlink, at least make sure that it leads to an existing page and your visitor does not land on a sad 404 page. And speaking of working URLs, if you want to create an email hyperlink, make sure that you include the simple mail to tag before the email address in your HTML code, instead of just putting your email address as is, because otherwise it will not work. Now we are almost done with this squeeze page, but there are still a couple of tiny details that I want to discuss. At the bottom of the page we can see an earning disclaimer. Can you tell me what the two things wrong with it are? Firstly, it's really hard to read it because of its color. Now we can read it clearly because it's on a white background. However, if we would stretch our background image, it would get sort of the challenge, because it doesn't clearly read. And the second thing wrong with this earning disclaimer is the actually disclaimer itself. Why do you want to have some sort of disclaimer on your squeeze page? Keep in mind that you're not selling anything yet. You're just collecting the email. So if you don't mention exact figures like, make $100 today, then you don't need a disclaimer. Without the disclaimer, the page looks cleaner and you're not scaring your visitors away, with sentences like, we don't guarantee results, or you accept the risk of not doing well, or other scary disclaimers that doesn't really sound or feel pleasant, right? Okay, so let's talk about the thing that I simply cannot stand. And I'm talking about the default autoresponder forms. Now, in this example, you can see that we have a cute little Aweber form. Nothing screams a lack of professionalism more than default web forms. It only takes a couple of minutes for you to log into Aweber, navigate to the form editor, and change few things. This small tweak can result in an extra 3 to 5%, and at the end of the day, it may earn you a couple of extra customers. Finally, we've arrived at the last stop of, all the mistakes of the squeeze page. So soon we will stop bullying this poor little lead capture page. Visitors really make the impression about your lead capture page in a blink of an eye, like this. So there are two types of scenarios what can happen. So first one is the page loads, the visitor falls in love with it, and they live happy ever after. Or the visitor the visitor leaves the page faster, then you can say cheeseburger. So what makes them stay? Well, obviously all the elements that we talked about before, but not only these things matter. When you're building your page, you have to think about, about the big picture. Each element may look great individually, but you always have to think about, how everything will work together. Now, I hope you've learned from all of these mistakes, and by only investing 30 minutes of your time, you can increase the conversion rate of your page like 10, 15, or even 20%. So you will be getting, from the same amount of traffic, you'll be making more leads, more sales, more customers. Overall, your business, will get bigger. So it's really worth doing. Now, don't forget, when you will click the like button, I don't know, maybe you did it already, you will find the download link that will appear right below this video. So once you click the like, the download link will appear. In this video, we've actually covered the mistakes that you want to avoid when you're creating the lead capture page. And in the next one, we're actually going to talk about what you need to do in order to create a successful lead capture page. So stay tuned for the video number 2. We're gonna notify you about it in your email. You're gonna get an email saying that video 2 is live. So keep your eyes open and I will see you there.